we hear the sad news of the passing of legends. Today, the world says goodbye to remarkable souls who left their mark on history, hearts, and homes. In this video, we take a moment to remember them, to honor their legacy, their laughter, their love, and their light. Join us as we pay tribute to those we lost and celebrate the unforgettable lives they lived.
On July 6, 2025, the world of golf lost one of its most resilient and inspiring figures. Ed Fiori, the golfer known for his underdog spirit, his unforgettable victories, and his courageous battle with cancer, passed away at the age of 72. Career is a testament to the power of perseverance, determination, and the heart of a true champion. Born on January 16, 1953, in Chicago, Illinois, Ed Fiori was introduced to the game of golf at a young age. But it wasn't until he was older that his talent truly began to shine. Fiori's journey to the PGA Tour wasn't paved with the kind of fanfare and high expectations that come with many young prodigies. Instead, his path was one of quiet resilience, proving time and time again that it's not always the fastest or the most famous who make the biggest impact. Fiori's prime years on the PGA Tour came in the 1980s and early 1990s, where he established himself as a player who could compete with the best. But it was his 1986 victory at the Western Open, one of the PGA Tour's most prestigious events, that would define his career. The win, however, wasn't just another championship for Fiori. It was a moment that immortalized him as one of the few to triumph over a rising star. Tiger Woods. The match against Woods, which became a defining moment in both players' careers, was a triumph of grit over celebrity. Fiori's victory was an underdog story that reminded fans and players alike that talent and hard work can outshine even the brightest stars. Throughout his career, Fiori notched for PGA Tour victories, making a name for himself as a formidable competitor, particularly in match play situations. His victories weren't just about skill, they were about heart, determination, and the relentless pursuit of excellence in a sport that demands perfection. But Fiori's legacy is not just defined by his wins on the green. It's defined by the way he faced adversity, both on and off the course. After battling through early career struggles and doubts, Ed's strength truly came to the forefront when he faced one of the toughest opponents a person can encounter: cancer. In 2015, Fiori was diagnosed with lung cancer. Instead of stepping away from the game, he used his diagnosis as fuel to fight, showing the world what it meant to battle through life's toughest moments. His courage became an inspiration to not only those within the golfing community, but to all who were watching. His battle with cancer wasn't just a fight for survival, it was a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Even as his health declined, Fiori's love for the game never wavered. Through years of chemotherapy, treatments, and the physical toll that cancer took on his body, Fiori remained a regular presence at golf events, often seen mentoring younger players and attending charity events. His perseverance in the face of such a devastating disease spoke volumes about his character, his ability to keep going, to keep teaching, and to keep inspiring through one of life's greatest challenges is perhaps his greatest victory. Ed Fiori's impact on the sport of golf will live on in the memories of those who watched him rise to victory, and who witnessed the courage he exhibited off the course. His name will be remembered as a symbol of resilience, a reminder that no matter the odds, one's spirit and determination can triumph. As tributes poured in after his passing, many reflected on what Fiori meant to them, not just as a player, but as a person. Fellow golfers, including Phil Mickelson and Jack Nicklaus, shared heartfelt stories of Fiori's kindness, mentorship, and dedication to the game. "Ed taught me so much about how to play with heart," Mickelson said. "He was a true fighter, both on the course and in life. I'll always remember the lessons he shared with me." Rest in peace, Ed Fiori. Your 4 victories on the PGA Tours were just the beginning of your legacy. Your courage, your integrity, and your unwavering spirit are the true victories that will continue to inspire sports lovers everywhere. You may have left us, but your spirit will forever echo in the greens of every course you graced. On July 2, 2025, the world of television and film lost a captivating presence. Julian McMahon, the Australian-American actor, best known for his roles in Charmed, Nip Tuck, and Fantastic Four, passed away at the age of 56. Known for his striking features, charisma, and ability to bring depth to complex characters, Julian's legacy endures through his iconic roles and his remarkable influence on both the screen and behind the scenes. Born July 27, 1968, in Sydney, Australia, Julian Dana William McMahon was raised in a world of power and prestige. His father, Sir William McMahon, served as the Prime Minister of Australia. But Julian's journey would take him far beyond the world of politics. From a young age, Julian had a natural affinity for performance and quickly found his path in the world of entertainment. His early career began in the world of modeling, but it didn't take long for his acting talent to shine. In 1990, Julian made his acting debut on the Australian soap opera Home and Away, While his early career gave him experience in television, it was his leap to the United States in the late 1990s that would change the course of his career. McMahon's breakout role came when he was cast as the dark and seductive Cole Turner in the iconic TV show Charmed, 1998 to 2003. As the demon-turned-human love interest of Phoebe Halliwell, played by Alyssa Milano, Julian quickly became a fan favorite. His character's transformation from villain to hero made him one of the most intriguing and memorable figures on the show. But Julian's talents didn't stop with Charmed. In 2003, he took on the role of the egocentric plastic surgeon Christian Troy in the critically acclaimed series Nip Tuck. The show, which aired for 6 seasons, cemented Julian's status as one of the most skilled and versatile actors of his generation. As Christian, Julian played a character whose charm was matched only by his deeply flawed psyche. His portrayal of Christian Troy earned him multiple Golden Globe nominations and critical acclaim. Beyond television, Julian also found success on the big screen. In 2005, he starred as the villainous Dr. Doom in Fantastic Four, bringing an iconic comic book villain to life with his brooding intensity. The film was a hit, and McMahon's portrayal of Dr. Doom left an indelible mark on the superhero genre. He would reprise the role in the 2007 sequel, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. Julian's prime years, spanning the early 2000s to the 2010s, were marked by a string of successful television and film roles. His ability to embody complex, often morally ambiguous characters made him a unique presence in Hollywood. From action films like Prisoner to thriller series such as FBI, Most Wanted, Julian's versatility as an actor shone through, captivating audiences both in the US and around the world. Off-screen, Julian was known for his down-to-earth personality, humility, and generous spirit. Though he achieved significant fame, he never allowed the spotlight to overshadow his private life. His personal journey, from modeling to acting, was one of steady growth, always seeking roles that challenged him as an actor, while remaining true to his craft. When news of his passing broke, tributes poured in from co-stars, friends, and fans alike. Alyssa Milano, his co-star from Charmed, shared a heartfelt tribute. Remembering their time together on set, Julian was not only a talented actor but a kind soul. He brought warmth and energy to every role he played, and I'm deeply grateful for the time we shared together. Julian McMahon's legacy is defined not only by the iconic roles he played, but by the humanity he brought to every character. He may have portrayed dark and complex figures, but in doing so, he revealed the depth of human emotion and vulnerability. As we remember Julian McMahon, we celebrate the many facets of his career: the seductive demon, the flawed doctor, the unforgettable villain, and the remarkable actor behind them. His legacy will continue to inspire both actors and audiences for generations to come. Rest in peace, Julian McMahon. Your voice, your energy, and your artistry will never be forgotten. Your journey on screen may have ended, but the impact you've had on the world of entertainment is eternal. On July 6, 2025, the world of faith, music, and television lost a towering figure. Jimmy Swaggart, the televangelist, gospel musician, and minister, passed away at the age of 90, leaving behind a complex legacy that will continue to shape the world of ministry and entertainment for years to come. Known for his booming voice, impassioned sermons, and influential ministry, Swaggart's life was both a beacon of faith and a testament to the power of redemption. Born on March 15, 1935, in Ferriday, Louisiana, Jimmy Swaggart grew up in a deeply religious environment. His early life was marked by hardship, but it was also defined by a deep connection to gospel music and a strong faith that would later propel him into the national spotlight. Raised in the Pentecostal tradition, Swaggart's love for music was fostered by his family, who encouraged him to pursue his gift. It wasn't long before he began preaching at local churches, using his talents not just as a preacher, but also as a musician, singing and playing gospel tunes that resonated with congregations across the South. Swaggart's prime years came in the 1970s and 1980s, when his televangelism ministry soared to unprecedented heights. His Jimmy Swaggart telecast was watched by millions each week, broadcasting his passionate sermons and gospel music to audiences around the world. With a voice that could command attention and a message that spoke to the soul, Swaggart's ministry quickly became a fixture on the Christian television landscape. His ability to connect with people, to make them feel seen and heard, was part of his profound appeal. As a gospel musician, Swaggart was celebrated for his ability to blend faith with music. His powerful gospel albums, such as I'll Do It All Over Again and The Best of Jimmy Swaggart, showcased not just his vocal range, but his deep connection to the spiritual themes that permeated his sermons. His music became a soundtrack for many of his followers, a reflection of the joy and hope he preached. However, Swaggart's ministry was not without its controversies. In the late 1980s, his ministry faced a scandal that threatened to undo years of hard work. In 1988, he was embroiled in a highly publicized scandal involving infidelity, which led to a fall from grace. This event shook not only his ministry but also the trust of many who had followed him. The scandal led to his temporary removal from public ministry and served as a defining moment in his career. Yet, it was Swaggert's ability to rise from the ashes that would come to define his legacy. After his fall from grace, he made a public apology, and over time, he returned to television, acknowledging his mistakes and emphasizing the power of redemption and forgiveness. His personal journey of struggle and eventual restoration resonated with many who saw him not as a perfect man, but as someone who had fallen and been redeemed. Despite his personal controversies, Swaggart continued to preach, reaching millions. Through his television network, Sun Life Broadcasting, and his vast musical catalog, his commitment to Pentecostal beliefs, his powerful preaching, and his messages of hope and salvation remained a cornerstone of his ministry. His ability to evolve, to embrace the power of forgiveness, and to continue preaching the message of Jesus Christ became the ultimate testament to his unwavering faith. Jimmy Swaggart's impact extended beyond the pulpit. He was a mentor to many ministers, a father figure to a generation of believers, and a musical influence to countless artists. His legacy in the world of gospel music remains undeniable, with his songs continuing to be performed in churches and on stages worldwide. In his final years, Swaggart remained committed to spreading his message, continuing to broadcast his sermons to a global audience. His family, his wife, Frances Swaggart, and their son, Gabriel, remained by his side, continuing the ministry that he had started. He spent his final days doing what he loved, preaching and singing the praises of God, inspiring people through the powerful combination of faith and music. As we reflect on the life of Jimmy Swaggart, we remember not just the controversies, but the man who overcame them, his ability to preach the message of salvation, even through personal failures, and his commitment to the music that inspired so many will forever be etched in the hearts of those who followed him. Rest in peace, Jimmy Swaggart. Your life was a testimony to faith, to redemption, and to the power of music to touch the soul. Though your physical presence is no longer with us, your legacy of faith, music, and ministry will continue to inspire for generations to come. On July 6, 2025, the world lost a luminous talent, Kylie Page, the passionate singer-songwriter whose soulful melodies and heartfelt lyrics captured the hearts of millions. At just 28 years old, Kylie's life was tragically cut short, but her music and the emotional honesty she poured into every song will continue to inspire for years to come. Born on March 14, 1997, in Nashville, Tennessee, Kylie grew up surrounded by music. It wasn't surprising that she found her voice early on. Raised in a town that birthed legends, her love for melodies and lyrics came naturally. But it wasn't just the sound that resonated, it was the vulnerability in her words. Kylie's ability to craft songs that felt like intimate confessions, yet spoke to the shared human experience, set her apart in a world full of noise. Kylie's rise to prominence came through her debut album, Sound of You, an acoustic masterpiece that took the world by storm. The title track, Sound of You, with its haunting melody and raw, unfiltered emotion, instantly captivated fans. The way she blended her folk roots with contemporary acoustic soul was groundbreaking, creating a sound that felt both timeless and fresh. Songs like I'm Still Here, Echoes, and Whispers in the Dark showcased Kylie's profound ability to connect through music. Her lyrics, often deeply personal, touched on love, loss, hope, and self-discovery. In every note, you could hear the sincerity of a woman who lived her truth and bared her soul to the world. Her music was an invitation to feel, to reflect, and to understand that even in vulnerability, we are never alone. Kylie's prime years came fast. Within just a few years of releasing her debut album, she had established herself as one of the brightest stars in the indie and acoustic music scene. Her voice, a delicate yet powerful blend of warmth and fragility, became synonymous with the authentic, soulful sound that resonated deeply with fans of all ages. Beyond the music, Kylie's presence was magnetic. In interviews and live performances, she was known for her openness, her honesty, and her unshakable connection to the audience. She spoke about her struggles, her dreams, and her journey as a woman in music, creating a space where fans felt seen, heard, and understood. Her live shows were legendary. With nothing but her guitar and her voice, Kylie's performances were an emotional rollercoaster. Whether she was performing in intimate venues or on larger stages, she had a unique ability to make every performance feel like a personal conversation between her and the audience. Her vulnerability on stage translated into a raw, emotional experience that left listeners in awe. Unfortunately, Kylie's career was tragically brief. In July 2025, just as she was beginning to make her mark on the world, she was taken from us far too soon. The news of her passing sent shockwaves through the music industry, and fans around the globe mourned the loss of a true artist. Tributes flooded in from fellow musicians, fans, and industry figures who remembered Kylie not just as an artist, but as a person who brought warmth and compassion to everything she did. John Mayer, one of her early influences, tweeted, Her voice was a gift, her music, a story we will never forget. As we remember Kylie Paige, we honor more than just her music. We celebrate the woman who touched lives with every word, every strum of her guitar, and every moment of honesty she shared with the world. She was a reminder that in a world full of chaos, there is always room for vulnerability, for connection, and for truth. Kylie may have only had 28 years, but her music will live on forever. The sound of her voice, the depth of her lyrics, and the soul in her songs are immortalized. Though her time on this earth was brief, her impact will echo for generations. Rest in peace, Kylie Paige. Your creative flame may have been short, but it was bright, and your legacy will continue to inspire those who listen to the sound of you. On July 3, 2025, the football world was rocked by the untimely passing of Diogo Jota, the gifted Portuguese forward whose goals, grit, and infectious joy for the game had made him one of the most beloved players in world football. At just 28 years old, Jota's life was tragically cut short in a car accident, leaving behind a legacy that will endure through tributes, murals, and the academy bearing his name. Born on December 4, 1996, in the town of Massama, Portugal, Diogo Jota.'s love for football was ingrained in him from a young age. Growing up in a humble neighborhood, Jota's early career mirrored the resilience and determination that would define him as a professional. As a child, he spent hours perfecting his skills on the streets, playing with friends and dreaming of, one day, making it big. It was his determination and raw talent that caught the attention of scouts, leading him to the youth ranks of SL Benfica. However, it was at Paços de Ferreira where Jota's career truly began to take flight. By the age of 19, he was playing in Portugal's top-flight football league, showcasing his ability to dribble, score, and create chances. His performances at Paços de Ferreira earned him a move to Atletico Madrid, before securing a loan to Wolverhampton Wanderers in 2017. It was at Wolves where Jota's star truly began to rise. His attacking prowess, work ethic, and his eye for goal made him an integral part of the team, leading to a permanent move to the club in 2018. But it was in 2020 that Jota reached the pinnacle of his career when he signed for Liverpool. Under Jurgen Klopp, Jota's evolution as a player flourished. His ability to score in crucial moments and his versatility across the forward line made him a key player for Liverpool, contributing to their Premier League and Champions League successes. Jota's infectious energy, relentless pressing, and his ability to turn up when it mattered most quickly made him a fan favorite at Anfield. Diogo's prime years were defined by his work ethic, humility, and unshakable belief in the team. Despite facing fierce competition from world-class forwards like Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, and Roberto Firmino, Jota found a way to make his mark, scoring stunning goals in both domestic and European competitions. His remarkable hat-trick against Arsenal in 2020 was a testament to his finishing ability and his knack for stepping up when his team needed him the most. Off the pitch, Jota was known for his down-to-earth personality, his humility, and his commitment to his community. He never let his fame overshadow his roots. In his hometown of Massama, he was a role model for young aspiring footballers, and he always made time for local initiatives. His love for his family and his community remained a core part of who he was, even as his career skyrocketed. In addition to his success at Liverpool, Jota was a key figure for Portugal, playing an important role in their Euro 2020 campaign. His performances for his national team, especially his ability to find the back of the net in critical moments, earned him a place among the stars of European football. But it wasn't just his footballing ability that made Jota special, it was his infectious joy for the game. He was a player who loved to play, who celebrated every goal like it was his first. His enthusiasm was contagious, and his smiles after every goal were a reminder that football, at its core, is about passion, unity, and joy. Tragically, on July 3, 2025, Jota's life was taken in a car crash, a heartbreaking end to a career that had so much more to give. Fans around the world, from Liverpool to Massama, were devastated by the loss. But even in death, Diogo's legacy will continue to inspire. A mural of Jota now adorns the walls of Massama, celebrating his achievements and the pride he brought to his hometown. The Diogo Jota Academy in Massama, dedicated to nurturing young football talent, serves as a testament to the values he held dear: hard work, dedication, and always striving to be the best version of oneself. As we remember Diogo Jota, we honor not just the footballer, but the man who inspired through his actions, his humility, and his love for the game. His tragic passing at such a young age leaves a void in football, but his spirit lives on in every goal he scored, in every young player at the academy, and in the hearts of fans who cheered him on from the stands. Rest in peace, Diogo Jota will never be forgotten. Your goals, your grit, your joy will continue to echo through Anfield, Massama, and the world. On July 6, 2025, the baseball world lost one of its most towering figures, Bobby Jenks, the legendary right-handed pitcher whose powerful arm and unwavering commitment helped propel the Chicago White Sox to glory. passed away at the age of 70. Known for his dominance on the mound and his fiery spirit, Bobby's legacy lives on in the heart of every White Sox fan and in the annals of the game's history. Born on August 24, 1954, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Robert Bobby Jenks was destined to become a force on the mound. Standing at an imposing 6'6", Bobby's physical presence was matched only by the speed and precision of his pitches. From a young age, his love for baseball was evident, and by the time he reached college, he was already drawing attention from scouts. With his ability to throw a fastball that could scorch through the air, after being drafted by the Chicago White Sox in the 1975 MLB draft, Bobby quickly moved through the minor league system. It wasn't long before he made his major league debut in 1977, and fans began to see the promise of a pitcher who could change the course of a game with one strikeout. Bobby's prime years, spanning the late 1970s and early 1980s, were filled with some of the most electrifying moments in White Sox history. His fastball, clocked at over 95 miles per hour, was one of the hardest in the league. His slider-sharp sweeping kept batters off balance and sent many back to the dugout, shaking their heads. Jenks wasn't just a strikeout machine, he was a true workhorse, logging innings and maintaining composure even in the highest stress moments. It was in 1983 that Bobby reached the pinnacle of his career. As part of the White Sox's celebrated winning ugly team, he helped lead the club to the American League West title, a feat that had eluded the team for nearly 2 decades. His leadership on the mound during the postseason was instrumental in carrying the team to the AL Championship Series. His clutch pitching, particularly in high-pressure moments, earned him the nickname the Silent Giant. His time with the White Sox also saw him develop into one of the most respected pitchers in the American League, earning 3 All-Star appearances and finishing in the top 5 for Cy Young voting twice. But it wasn't just his performance on the field that made him special. Bobby's work ethic, discipline, and mental toughness made him a role model for younger pitchers, and his unassuming demeanor made him a beloved figure in the clubhouse. After a series of injuries in the late 1980s, Bobby's playing time began to decline, and he retired in 1990 after a distinguished career. Though his time in the game was relatively short, his impact was immense. His ability to battle through injuries and give his all every time he took the mound left a mark on everyone who watched him play. In retirement, Bobby stayed involved in the sport, coaching, mentoring, and working with young pitchers. He also became an advocate for youth baseball development, helping to shape the future of the game. His life after baseball was marked by humility, generosity, and a deep love for the sport that had given him so much. When news of his passing broke, fans and former teammates alike expressed their deep sorrow. Frank Thomas, his former White Sox teammate, posted on social media, "Bobby was a true giant in every sense of the word, a beast on the mound and a heart of gold off it. I'm going to miss him every day." As we say goodbye to Bobby Jenks, we remember the towering right-hander who gave everything to the game, from his fastball that could melt the seams to his quiet leadership in the clubhouse. Bobby's legacy isn't just measured in statistics, it's measured in respect, admiration, and the countless lives he touched. Rest in peace, Bobby Jenks. Your legacy lives on in every strikeout, every game, and every White Sox fan who remembers the roar of the crowd when you took the mound. On July 6, 2025, the world of hip-hop lost one of its most dedicated voices. Young Noble, the last active member of Tupac Shakur's Outlawz, passed away at the age of 46, leaving behind a legacy as fierce and untamed as the music he made. A soldier in the movement Tupac began. Noble's voice was one that always fought for the truth, always stood for loyalty, and always spoke from the heart. Born Rufus Cooper III on November 21, 1978. In New Jersey, young Noble was immersed in a world shaped by struggle, resilience, and survival from a young age. The music of his era hip-hop wasn't just entertainment. It was an expression of the streets, a way to voice the unspoken pain, dreams, and desires of the disenfranchised. By the time he was a teenager, Noble was already immersed in music. But it was his introduction to Tupac Shakur in the mid-1990s that changed the course of his life. It was in the Outlawz, Tupac's revolutionary group, that Noble truly found his purpose. As the youngest member, he was a fiery spirit, always ready to speak the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it was. His lyrics weren't just about struggle, they were about survival, about what it meant to live authentically, and about rising above the forces that sought to tear you down. Noble's breakout came with Outlawz's early works, but his voice became even more powerful after Tupac's untimely death in 1996. As the last remaining member of the group, Noble took it upon himself to carry the torch. His voice echoed Tupac's messages of resistance, empowerment, and unapologetic truth. But it was his own voice, his own stories, that resonated with fans around the world. His prime years, spanning from the late 1990s through the 2000s, were filled with projects that showcased his growth as an artist and a man. Albums like Ride With Us or Collide With Us, Blood Brothers, and his solo efforts like Son of God proved Noble's undeniable place in hip-hop. He wasn't just a member of Outlawz, he was a key figure in the survival of the group's legacy, making sure that Pac's revolutionary spirit lived on through his music. His lyrics weren't just about rap battles and fame, they were about the struggles of his people, the relentless pursuit of truth, and a desire for change. Whether he was rapping about systemic injustice, personal redemption, or the harsh realities of life, young Noble's words always hit deep. He represented the voice of the underdog, the person who fights not just for recognition, but for something greater, truth and freedom. Through the years, Noble remained grounded in his mission to make music that mattered. Whether through collaborations with fellow Outlawz members like Idi Amin and Hussein Fatal, or through his solo projects, even as newer generations of artists came onto the scene, young Noble remained a true outlaw, never losing sight of what it meant to be loyal to the game and to the culture. Offstage, Noble was known for his humility, his dedication to his family, and his commitment to giving back to the community. He used his platform not just to elevate himself but to uplift others, especially younger artists who looked up to him as a mentor. His message was always the same: stay true to yourself, fight for your beliefs, and never let the system or society define who you are. When news of his passing reached the hip-hop community, tributes flooded in. Tupac's mother, Afeni Shakur, once said that Pac's legacy wasn't just about his music, it was about his influence on others. Young Noble, as the last soldier of that movement, continued to carry the weight of Pac's words. Artists, fans, and peers alike expressed their sorrow, remembering Noble not just as a rapper, but as a revolutionary who carried the flame for all those who have been silenced by the world. Young Noble's story is one of perseverance, loyalty, and unfiltered truth. His life may have been cut short, but his message will resonate forever. He showed us all that, even in the face of adversity, it is possible to stand tall and be unapologetically yourself. Rest in peace, young Noble. You were a voice for the voiceless, and though you're no longer here to speak, your words will continue to echo in the hearts of all who knew your music, your struggle, and your triumph. On July 7, 2025, the dance world mourns the loss of an iconic figure, Sandra Needles, who passed away at the age of 85, a pioneering force in modern dance. Sandra's 60-year career as a leading dancer, choreographer, and teacher influenced generations of dancers and left an indelible mark on the world of movement. Born on August 12, 1939, in Chicago, Illinois, Sandra Needles was destined for a life immersed in the arts. Raised in a family that appreciated culture and creativity, she discovered her passion for dance early, falling in love with the expressive power of movement. Her journey into the world of modern dance began at the University of Wisconsin, where she first encountered the groundbreaking work of Merce Cunningham, the revolutionary choreographer known for his innovative approach to dance. Sandra's breakthrough came when she joined the Merce Cunningham Dance Company in 1962 as one of Cunningham's leading dancers. She played a crucial role in pushing the boundaries of what was possible in modern dance. Her grace, athleticism, and precision helped define the unique, abstract style that Cunningham championed. Sandra's ability to blend technical prowess with emotional depth made her an indispensable part of the company, and her performances were celebrated by critics and audiences alike. Beyond her role as a dancer, Sandra became a prolific choreographer in her own right. She explored themes of movement, space, and time, creating works that challenged dancers to think beyond traditional forms and engage in more experimental expressions. Her choreography was as innovative as her performances, often pushing the limits of modern dance while still staying true to its expressive roots. Her work was seen in theaters around the world, with notable pieces that garnered awards and acclaim from the dance community. In addition to her work as a performer and choreographer, Sandra Needles was an adored teacher. She taught at numerous prestigious institutions, including the Juilliard School and the Ailey School, sharing her wealth of knowledge and experience with countless students. Sandra's teaching was renowned for its combination of rigorous technique, creative freedom, and the ability to inspire students to find their own unique voice through movement. Her prime years as a dancer and choreographer spanned from the 1960s to the 1990s, during which she became one of the most celebrated figures in modern dance. Her performances with the Cunningham Dance Company earned her a reputation as one of the most influential dancers of her generation. As Cunningham's right-hand dancer, Sandra's collaboration with him marked an era of radical transformation. In dance, she embodied his philosophy that dance should be independent of music and narrative, instead allowing movement to exist in its purest form. After leaving the Cunningham Company in the late 1970s, Sandra continued to perform as a solo artist, choreographing and presenting her own works. Her work embraced the avant-garde, yet she also had an innate ability to weave profound human emotion into every piece she created. Her choreography reflected a deep understanding of the body, and she often worked with dancers to explore personal and physical boundaries, developing unique, powerful works. Sandra's legacy is also seen in the many dancers and choreographers who were influenced by her teaching and artistry. She mentored numerous dancers who went on to have successful careers of their own, instilling in them a profound respect for the integrity and artistry of modern dance. While her professional life was celebrated by many, Sandra's personal life was marked by a quiet devotion to the art form. Known for her humility, she often shied away from the limelight, preferring to focus on her craft and the future of dance rather than her own fame. Yet, her profound influence can be felt across the world, from the stages of New York to the dance studios in cities around the globe. As news of her passing spread, tributes poured in from across the dance world. Fellow choreographers, dancers, and admirers reflected on her generosity, vision, and unwavering commitment to modern dance. Bill T. Jones, a former student, said, "Sandra didn't just teach us to dance, she taught us to think, to explore, and to express ourselves in ways we never thought possible." Sandra Niels leaves behind a legacy of unparalleled innovation in the world of modern dance. Her contributions to the art form will continue to inspire future generations of dancers, choreographers, and teachers. She was a true visionary whose influence will remain a vital force in dance for many years to come. Rest in peace, Sandra Niels. Your grace, your artistry, and your passion for dance will never be forgotten. The world of movement has lost a giant, but your legacy will continue to dance through the hearts of all who encountered your work. On June 7, 2025, the world of television and Star Trek fans mourned the loss of a beloved actor, Peter Henry Schroeder, who passed away peacefully at the age of 90 at the Lake City VA Medical Center in Florida, surrounded by his family. Best known for his iconic portrayal of the Klingon Chancellor in Star Trek Enterprise, Peter's career spanned decades, leaving an indelible mark on the entertainment industry with his distinct presence and memorable performances. Born on October 1, 1934, in New York City, Peter Henry Schroeder was a man of both depth and substance, and he took the arts seriously from an early age. While his childhood and early life remained largely private, Peter's connection to the theater and television grew as he honed his craft, making his mark in both classical and contemporary roles. His vast range allowed him to slip into characters of all kinds, but it was his role in the Star Trek universe that would forever define his legacy in the hearts of sci-fi fans. Schroeder's prime years on television and film included numerous roles that showcased his versatility. His deep voice and commanding presence made him a natural fit for authority figures and complex characters. He appeared in a variety of shows and films across several decades, but it was his portrayal of Klingon Chancellor in the Star Trek Enterprise series that brought him worldwide recognition. As the Klingon Chancellor, Peter embodied a character of strength, wisdom, and leadership, all while embracing the warrior ethos that made the Klingon people so memorable in the Star Trek franchise. Peter's portrayal of the Chancellor was more than just a performance. It was an embodiment of honor, dignity, and the complex cultural code of the Klingon species. His role in the series captured the essence of what it meant to be both a ruler and a warrior in a universe that was constantly evolving. For many Star Trek fans, Schroeder's presence as the Chancellor is remembered for its gravitas, as well as its compassion and intelligence. It was a role that stood out among the many iconic performances in the Star Trek universe, making a lasting impact on the franchise. Beyond the Klingon Chancellor, Peter had a long and varied career that spanned multiple genres. His work in television and film included guest spots in popular shows like Law & Order, The Twilight Zone, and various period dramas where his powerful voice and commanding performance were often used to add depth to characters of authority. But it was his loyalty to his craft and his ability to embody such varied roles that left a lasting impression on colleagues, directors, and fans alike. Despite being known for playing characters of significant authority or power, those who knew Peter often described him as a humble and caring person, a true professional who always gave his best to any project. Off-screen, Peter was a dedicated, family man and often credited his loved ones with helping him stay grounded throughout his successful career. He spent much of his later years working with charitable organizations and giving back to the community, using his platform to support causes close to his heart, including veterans' issues, cancer research, and children's education. Peter's passing leaves a void in the entertainment world, particularly for Star Trek fans who were touched by his portrayal of the Klingon Chancellor. Tributes from colleagues poured in after his death, with many remembering him not only for his talent, but also for his warmth and generosity. Brent Spiner, known for playing Data in Star Trek, tweeted, "Peter was a true legend in the Star Trek family. He brought so much to his role, but more than that, he was a kind, warm soul who treated everyone with respect. We'll miss him deeply." As we remember Peter Henry Schroeder, we celebrate not only his contribution to the Star Trek universe, but also his remarkable career in entertainment. From the grandeur of Klingon space politics to the quiet moments spent with his family and loved ones, Peter's legacy is one of dedication, integrity, and a passion for storytelling. Rest in peace, Peter Henry Schroeder. Your presence on screen and your grace off screen will be sorely missed, but your work and the characters you've brought to life will continue to inspire for generations to come. You were a warrior both on and off the screen, and your legacy will forever remain etched in the hearts of your fans.